Welcome to this lecture on entrepreneurial behavior. I am Professor Henry Buisa of Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology in Kenya, your entrepreneurship tutor. Now, this unit is normally conducted in a theoretical manner via lectures and sitting written examinations, the objective being for students to cognitively learn about and gain cognitive knowledge or know-how of what entrepreneurial behavior is. This will not be the case here. Students will go beyond the cognitive learning domain and embrace the affective and psychomotor learning domains. Students will be assessed not via sitting written examinations, but via practical projects. So then, what is the term entrepreneurial? Yes, entrepreneurial is an adjective. Adjectives are words that describe the qualities or states of being of nouns. Entrepreneurial, therefore, as an adjective, means having to do with creation and the development of economic ventures, of relating to, characteristic of, or suited to an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur, on the other hand, in the very simplest terms, is someone who starts an own business, especially when this involves seeing a new opportunity characterized by taking of financial risks in the hope of profit. And now, what is behavior? Behavior is the way in which one acts or conducts oneself, especially towards others. An important research study in human behavior has classified human personality in 4 types: optimistic, pessimistic, trusting, and envious. So this looks like there are some behaviors, the way people act: optimistically, pessimistically, trustworthy, and envious. That is the source of that is written out here. Now, entrepreneurial behavior at that source says human behavior in an enterprise is generally concerned with the thoughts, feelings, emotions, and actions of people working in it. It is rightly said that the success of any enterprise primarily depends upon the efficiency and effectiveness of the entrepreneur, and the effectiveness of entrepreneurs depend primarily upon its human skills and how well he understands the needs and desires of people working in the enterprise. Entrepreneurial behavior is directly concerned with the understanding, prediction, and control of human behavior in an enterprise. So then, having seen entrepreneurial and having defined behavior, then what is entrepreneurial behavior then? Yes, entrepreneurial behavior are those acts directed towards innovation and a change in the status quo. Entrepreneurial behavior stems from entrepreneur skills, knowledge, experience, intelligence, learning, and intention. It underlies the inclination to undertake invention and innovation, including the creation of something new, as well as the distribution and adoption of the new throughout the society. It includes innovations, creativity, creative, organization, values, qualities of a successful entrepreneur, and the social responsibilities to be summed by him or her. Entrepreneurial behavior is a preference for changing the status quo over maintaining it, based on relatively greater satisfaction generated by novel information over redundant information. Entrepreneurial behavior underlies the inclination to undertake invention and innovation, including the creation of something new, as well as distribution and adoption of the new throughout the society, as we have already said. It therefore is the behavior most likely exhibited by entrepreneurship. And an alternative is managerial behavior, which is a preference for maintaining the status quo over changing it. In other words, we are saying that typical managers behave differently from typical entrepreneurs. So then, what actually is the essence of entrepreneurial behavior? The essence is identifying opportunities and putting useful ideas into practice. The set of tasks called for by this behavior can be accomplished by either an individual or a group, and it typically requires creativity, drive, and willingness to take risks. So, what are the roles and the importance of entrepreneurial behavior? Yes, entrepreneurial behavior assists an entrepreneur or entrepreneurs to direct and control the human behavior to build successful enterprise. It helps in better use of raw materials and other resources to improve the quality of work in the enterprise. An entrepreneurial behavior hinges on an entrepreneurial mindset. And an entrepreneurial mindset includes, again, creativity, problem-solving skills, and a propensity to innovation. It is a specific set of beliefs, knowledge, and thought processes that drive entrepreneurial behavior. Those with an entrepreneurial mindset tend to have a humanistic look, being other-focused, and understanding that one creates value by looking to solve problems for others. So, entrepreneurial behavior has its roots in the personal entrepreneurial characteristics, what we call pegs, of individuals. The pegs are shaped by the environment in which the individual lives. We may abbreviate them as pastel. And the pastel will impact on the entrepreneurial intentions of the individual, and this will lead to an individual's behavior. Yes, we can see that we have these are the personal entrepreneurial characteristics, qualities if you want, and these are shaped by the pastel. Pastel are the domains political, economic, socio-cultural, technological, environmental, the physical environment, and the legal regulatory. What we're saying there is that a person may have his characteristics or her characteristics, but they can be affected by the environment within which he lives. Bad politics might retard entrepreneurial behavior, good legal regulatory aspects will enhance entrepreneurial behavior. And now, these, the pegs affected by the pestle will lead to entrepreneurial intentions. And it's only when someone now has acquired those intentions or lack of it that now we get behavior. So behavior can be a result of all those three: personal entrepreneurial characteristics, the environment within which the entrepreneurial lives, the motivation that it gets, and so on. Then the amount of intentions or the level of intentions one generates, and then the behavior. Yes, entrepreneurial traits are the typical characteristics, abilities, and thought patterns associated with successful entrepreneurs. While some entrepreneurs are born with these traits, others can actually develop them. And therefore we say entrepreneurs are both born and made. I have seen fewer born entrepreneurs than those made. And that's why we have introduced entrepreneurial education and training to actually create more supply of entrepreneurs. And my own contribution to personal entrepreneurial characteristics, I formed these pegs from the word entrepreneurs itself. Well, entrepreneurs are supposed to be creative and innovative because there is no universally accepted set of qualities or characteristics of an entrepreneur. I elected to come and look at the word entrepreneurs, the letters of each letter of the word entrepreneurs. Look, I've written the word entrepreneur downwards. Entrepreneurs. And from each letter of the word entrepreneurs, I have crafted a characteristics. This is a result of my long teaching and training and researching in entrepreneurship, 30 plus years teaching at the university, and I have seen characteristics in practicing entrepreneurs and others that can be crafted from the words or the letters of the word entrepreneur. The E in my entrepreneurship means envisioning. And envisioning means to imagine as a future possibility, to visualize, to set long-term goals. That's what entrepreneurs do. They envision. The N in my entrepreneurship is novelty-minded. This is innovative, creative, always thinking of things, new things for that matter. The T is tolerant. Yes, entrepreneurs persevere and tolerate ambiguity. They have a persevering nature. The R in entrepreneurs, responsibility. Yes, entrepreneurs do not pass the buck. They do things voluntarily, not when they are forced to do. So they make it obligatory to do what they are doing and not feeling like they are forced. The E is enterprising. Enterprising means resourceful, industrious. The P means passion. Yes, strong and fairly controllable emotions. I once interviewed the founder of McKinney chain of schools in Kenya, Madam Mary Okello, and she said she had a passion for children, and that's why she set up that successful school. Risk lover. Yes, that's a characteristics. They are daring. They are not risk averse. E in entrepreneurship is energetic. Yes, energy of the body, energy of the soul, full of activity. Honestly, if you are not energetic, it will be very difficult to be entrepreneur because of the hard work that is involved. The N is networking. Yes, very highly connected. You need to network. You need to take with customers. You need suppliers. You need to network to be a successful entrepreneur. And E is efficient. Efficient means well organized, using little to get more, using optimum input to get the best output. You don't necessarily minimize the input, but you optimize that input. Then the U in entrepreneurship is unstoppable. These are people who think a slip is not a fall. You know, the Swahili will say, kuteleza sio kuanguka. They don't give up because they have failed. They keep on going. That's unstoppable. The R is realistic. You know, seeing things as they are, not building castles in the air. And lastly, self-confidence. Yes, if you don't believe in yourself, it will be very difficult to be an entrepreneur. So there I am. I have crafted those characteristics, those qualities, those personal entrepreneurial characteristics from the word entrepreneurs itself. And now the entrepreneurs also have a special set of skills. Yes, again, using the same word entrepreneurs, I have what I'm calling Buisa's key entrepreneurship skills from the word entrepreneurs. And there I am. Again, it's envisioning. Envisioning is a skill. You know, entrepreneurs must be able to envision, to set goals, and to strategically plan their affairs. Then I have negotiation in N. Yes, entrepreneurs not only negotiate prices, they also persuasively resolve differences between themselves and customers and other people in a positive, mutually beneficial way. The T is trend setting. Yes, entrepreneurs must be able to see changes coming in their industry. They must keep up to date on new settings and the environment, the new modes and the market, etc. Now, reading. Yes, entrepreneurs do just read documents. They also, they don't just read documents, they also read and interpret the times and the trends. They must see the market and see where it is going. They predict. So they read. Entertaining. That's the ability to be entertaining boosts entrepreneurial success. Problem solving is a skill from the P in entrepreneurship. Risk taking, we have talked about it already. Ethical, yes, entrepreneurs understand that the customer is king and treat him or her ethically. So, again, networking, we have talked about it, is also a skill. It's a characteristic, but it's a skill, the ability to network. Efficiency, again, if you had efficiency as input over output, or output over input, then that calculating that how much do I put in to get, that is, efficiency. Then understanding, yes, the ability to understand the situations, to understand the customers, that is a skill. And then your resiliency. Entrepreneurs recognize that not everything goes as planned. It is the 34th president of the USA who said, plans are useless, but planning is essential. Yes. And finally, S, selling skills. Entrepreneurs must have those skills of selling. So we have seen that I have crafted both the characteristics and the skills of entrepreneurs from the word entrepreneurship or entrepreneurs itself. Now, let's go back to the idea that first there must be some personal entrepreneurial characteristics. And this one will be shaped by the pastel factors: politics, economics, social, cultural, technological, environmental, and legal regulatory. And this will now lead to entrepreneurial intentions. And finally, we shall now have the entrepreneurial behavior. So that entrepreneurial behavior that we see out there is just a symptom. The root causes are those personal characteristics. Some are born, others can be made. Then the environment, policies, for example, in a country, culture of a country or a location can shape, can impact on the characteristics of individuals, and then the intentions. So we're saying at that stage, these some of the characteristics, we have seen it in the word entrepreneurs, but the innovativeness, risk-taking, smart working, not necessarily hard working, but smart working, perseverance, self-confidence. Look at that boy. When Corona just came and there was need for hands-free washing, this boy, which we are going to, he's going to talk to us himself, he was so creative. That is, he had his own personal characteristics that made him come up with that. He was also taught at school, drawing and all that, as he will tell us. Then the pastel, the politics, economic, social, cultural, technological, environmental, legal, regulatory. Now look at this gentleman. All these come from Western Kenya. I've therefore mixed with them personally. This is, again, being creative, and he came up with this this car. But we're going to see that this level, the pastel factors, impacted on him. And now, determination, that is, entrepreneurial intentions are a determination to be an entrepreneur. Now, these are very innovative kids in Kenya. Look, rural. This girl, they've made, to mitigate or to fight or to respond to COVID, so that we do not touch the items that we're using to wash. This small girl, primary school girl, look, these girls, and now this boy.
Kwa majina naitwa Steven Wamkota. Niko kwa darasa la 3. Nataka nikuwe daktari. Mimi niliamua kutengeneza hii kitu kwa sababu mtu anaweza kuja aishike kwa tap au kwa sanitizer, alafu aache virusi mwingine akuja kunawa na anao vizuri na inamshika.
Kwa majina mimi naitwa James Wamkota. Mimi nashughulika na kazi ya ufundi wa redio na simu and some part of cabinet. Okay, huyu kijana wangu kuna vitu huwa anachora shule, emergency the best in drawings. Sasa kuna vitu zingine akichora kwa kitabu, anasema hata kiti anaweza sema hii kiti inaweza wekewa miguu na ikwe ina rotate. So there's a time ndio akakuja na hii idea ya kutengeneza hii kitu.
Tulikuwa tunachora shule kama kitu kama viti, meza, ndio ilifanya nikatengeneza hii kitu.
Wakati niliona kijana wangu ako na idea ya kutengeneza kitu kama hii ya kumwaga maji na sanitizer at the same time, nilihakikisha kwamba all the requirements, materials kama hizi nati, hizi mbao, the hammer and everything they are just in place. Ndio sasa mahali alikuwa anakwama nikakuwa namsaidia ina ideas ndio akaiaccomplish kaka yenyewe iko hivyo. Kulingana na kazi yenyewe mtoto alikuwa amefanya hapa, by the time mtu ana press hapa na mguu, hii mbao inapanda juu. Ikishapanda juu inasukuma hii hapa na hii inafuta hapa. Sasa hii kifuta hii na hii na hii kama inafuta sanitizer na ina makini. By the time mtu anatoa mguu hapa na hii spring inarudisha this sanitizer nili funiko hii normal. Same applies to the other side of the container. Just want to upscale this boy to produce more of these structures to the government. Iko inasaidia within the regions yenye ziko karibu, even within the whole county. Watu wenye wajiwezi wako wanatumia hizi vitu. So I will only urge the government to treat all people that are coming up with the new skills of dealing with the coronavirus with a lot of concern. My message to people worldwide is that no country will ever be safe unless all these other countries are safe. The reason why I say this, because this infection is just really under rotation. So maybe what I can urge countries are maybe facing challenges with the infection, let them try to help the countries that are still under infection so that they can just balance and get rid of this virus.
Kwanza nafurahi kabisa wakati niliona mtango akianza kufanya vitu kama hivi. Naona kwamba akipata support, akipata mtu mwenye anaweza msaidia, maisha yake yanaweza kuwa mazuri na anaweza saidia jamii kwa ujumla.
Naambia watu wazingatie kunawa mikono kila wakati.
A 9-year-old Kenyan boy has received a prestigious state commendation for building a unique hand washing machine to aid in the fight against COVID-19. Stephen Wamukota was named by President Uhuru Kenyatta as a recipient of the Uzalendo Award, alongside 67 others, who were deemed to have contributed to the country's anti-COVID-19 fight.
Yes. And now, let's now look at another. And as we watch these videos, I want us to, reflect on the pastel. How does the pastel affect entrepreneurial behavior? Crashed. So, a Kenyan tried an aeroplane, but the pastel was not, supportive to encourage him go further after failing. So, this one was stoppable. He was unstoppable himself, but was stopped by the pastel. Another Kenyan tried an aeroplane, but was banned by the pastel. He never gave up. He came up with a car.
Young, a Form 4 graduate, realized a childhood dream and has designed and created his own car from scratch.
Wakati nilitengeneza gari ya kwanza, haikuweza kwenda mbali sana. Watu walikuwa wanadiscourage wakasema sawa una waste time. Hakuna kitu nafanya hapa. Nikaunda ya pili kaenda karibu kilomita 30. Mimi mwenyewe nikaona na improve.
He says he made the car using an old motorbike engine and several scrap metals.
So niliamua kuchukua engine ya pikipiki yenye ilipata ajali, nikaunganisha, nikaweka tires 4 na nikaona inaweza tembea vizuri sana hata kuliko ile pikipiki. Na inaweza beba capacity kubwa kuliko ile pikipiki. Pia ukiendesha uko comfortable.
This is not the first invention by Harrison. A few years ago, he invented his own plane that managed to take a few flights before crashing. That invention got him a lifetime ban, never to fly any homemade plane. But that did not dampen his fighting spirit.
Kutua ndio ilikuwa shida. Kutua sina airstrip hapo. Sasa niliona nikianguka kitu kama uwanja naweza crash land. So nilikuwa napenda natafuta penye miwa iko ama msitu iko, ndio nikarudi tena kwa magari because aviation waliniambia mambo ya ndege inaweza letea shida kwa anga.
He went on to develop his own radio station that was broadcasting in Kenya and Uganda. That also got him arrested.
Hasa watu walikuwa wananisikiza kwa village na watangazia kama kuna campaign, kama kuna immunization.
His many inventions became too much for his family, who he says chased him away. But even as he was being chased, he knew that the plane and the radio station were not the only things he would invent. He wanted more, and his creative mind pushed him towards a car. And a couple of months later, his 3-seater car was ready for use.
Inaweza niambia pikipiki. Pikipiki inaweza hata enda 90 per hour. So speed yake ni ya pikipiki because engine yake ni ya pikipiki.
Apart from using it as a means of transport to St. Joseph Kocholia, where he works as an artisan, he also offers transport services.
The board allowed him to come in as the school artisan.
Gara tukiangalia tumekaa watu watatu, nataka ni expand kiti cha nyuma iweze kubeba nyuma watatu, mbele wawili, ifike watu watano kama gari ya kawaida tu.
The young man says his dream is to work in Kenya's automobile industry.
Isuzu ni nzuri, Toyota ni nzuri. Kampuni yote ambayo itajitokeza kati ya hizo wakiweza kunifadhili, naweza travel distance mrefu au anatembea kwa mguu, muda nang'ana baiskeli. Na hii yangu nikiweka mafuta 20, naweza enda kilomita kadhaa na nirudi, sababu ikunywi.
Yes. Now, the assignments, apart from those that you have seen, I am now going to give you these assignments which you'll get in part 2 of this video. So look for part 2 of this video and you'll get the assignments.